Hello everyone, welcome back to Ansarkari. So in this video, we'll be continuing with the ratio and proportion questions. So today we'll be dealing with two questions under the topic ratio itself. And these two questions will be based on the error type. Now, what does error mean here? Error means that the mistakes that are usually done while distribution of a particular entity or a substance. So here the question says, Rupees 555 was to be divided among A, B, and C in the ratio of 1 upon 4 ratio 1 upon 5 ratio 1 upon 6. But by mistake, it was divided in the ratio 4 ratio 5 ratio 6. So the amount in excess that was received by C was, so this is the question that the question is asking. Now, first we write down, so the correct ratio, if we read this question, was supposed to be 1 upon 4 ratio 1 upon 5 ratio 1 upon 6. The ratio of the things, or perhaps the ratio of this particular amount that we had to distribute. But what happened was, by mistake, we divided in this particular ratio. So this ratio is the incorrect ratio, whereas this is the correct ratio. So we'll write here A, B, and C. And here first we'll write the correct ratio because we need to convert them as well. As we can see in the question, and we have seen in the previous questions as well, that we need to convert the fractions into simpler forms for easier calculation and better solving. So we'll multiply them by their LCM. We have been doing this method since very long now. So the LCM here of these denominators is 60. On multiplying them, we get here 1, 5, we get here 12, and we get here 10. So this is the correct ratio that should have been while distributing 555 rupees among A, B, and C. But the incorrect ratio here is 4 ratio 5 ratio 6. Now, obviously, we need to compare them since the question is asking the amount in excess received by C. So, usually in other questions, we definitely need to compare. So, here we write the incorrect or the correct ratio. I'm sorry. And this is the incorrect ratio. This is the correct ratio. But on adding these, here we'll receive 37 and here we'll receive 15. So, these units, they are not same. So how can we compare them? So for this, we need to make them equal. How will we make them equal? We will have to multiply them by such numbers that they become equal. And when we find out those numbers, 15 we'll have to multiply by 37 and 37 we'll have to multiply by 15. Since obviously these two numbers, they don't come in each other's table, so the minimum number or perhaps the LCM that will be 555 itself. So this will be the number here. So now they are equal. So 555 units, 555 units. This will be the sum of all these ratios. How come? So we'll also have to convert these numbers, right? That is the pretty basic thing because these are not the actual numbers now. The numbers have changed. How have they changed? For example, we focus on the entity or the particular person C itself because here the question asking about C itself. So C, when we talk about, we'll have to multiply 6 by 37. Since originally the ratio was 6, right, to A and B. We'll have to multiply it by 6 and we'll get a 222. Then we'll have to multiply C, the incorrect or the correct part by 15 since we multiplied all these numbers by 15 and all these numbers by 37 to make them equal, right? They are already in proportion. The proportion doesn't change, just the overall quantity changes. So it brings out no much effect. Now, 222, and when you multiply 10 by 15, we get a 150. On subtracting these, we'll get 72, which means 72 units is the difference between the incorrect ratio and the correct ratio of C when we specifically talk about C. Now, how do we identify that what is this 72 units equal to? For this, we'll have to focus upon this. Now, here by chance, what happens is, or the structure of the question, what it leads to is, here 555 units that we have to equate it by this particular amount that is given here. And here, coincidentally, or perhaps due to structure of the question, the amount is all that is also mentioned is also rupees 555. Therefore, 1 unit will be equal to rupees 555 divided by 555 or rupee 1. Hence, we derive what in case this number would have been suppose 1110. Then what would have happened was, again we would have equated 555 units which we received from here. The reason being because these total units is the sum that is being distributed, right, among all these three. And the value of these units is given here. Therefore, we are equating it. So here we would have written this, and on dividing, 1 unit would have been equal to rupees 2 rupees. So, but here this is just the exceptional or perhaps the example that I've mentioned here. So we don't need to go to this particular part. This is just extra, right? So this is the main thing that we'll focus upon, and therefore 72 units will be equal to rupees 72. Why? Since the value of 1 unit is equal to rupees 1, which we just now derived. So the answer for this particular question will be equal to rupees 72. This will be the answer. Let's move on to the next question. So the second question for today says the ratio of amount distributed in all the male and female as salary is 6:5, while the ratio of salary of each male and female is 2:3. Find the ratio of number of males and females. So here this question is mainly regarding two distinguished cases. Firstly, we're talking about the difference in salaries of male and female. Secondly, we're also talking about the ratio of amount that is distributed in all the males and females. This is the part that we need to focus upon. And also, while the ratio of salary of each male and female is 2:3. So these are the three main components that we're talking about, plus the number of males and females. That is what we need to find out. So the basic thing that we must all remember is that the salary of each male and female. Suppose each male we will take the salary of each male multiplied by number of males will be equal to the total amount that is distributed among all the males. This is what we need to remember. This is a very basic thing, that salary of each male multiplied by number of males is equal to total amount that is distributed in all the males. Similarly, here we'll write the actual amount. So we'll write here amount. So the approach that we'll be using here is first we'll write the total amount since the ratio is given here. So it is male to female is 6 to 5. By the ratio salary of each male and female. So each male and female is 2:3. Let me just cross check male and female salaries. Okay. Now that I think find the ratio of number of now why I wrote it in such a fashion, I could have also written the number of males, right? Or I could have also written this each the salary of each person also I could have written here, and then amount I could have written in the next part. So the reason for this is because when we divide the total amount, since we receive, when we divide the total amount by the salary of each, what we get is, we get the number of meals. When we divide the total amount by the salary of each, we get the total number of the counterparts, be it women or be it males or females. So now on dividing, here what we can do is we can write here the number. So number of the employees, number of males and females. On dividing 6 by 2, here we get 3. And on dividing 5 by 3, we get here 5 upon 3. Now this is what? This is the ratio of number of males to females. right? So now, of course, we need to convert it into simpler form. So we'll multiply these by 3 since the LCM of 3 and 1 is 3 itself. So on cancelling, we'll get here 9:5. So this is the ratio of the number of males and females. So I'll just write it 9:5 is the correct answer. So here there was no such specific need of adding or converting or making anything equal because obviously we aren't comparing, we are simply dividing, and obviously the total amount that will be there, it will be very different from the salary of each person, right? So we don't need to make anything equal. The direct application that was here was that of division, that we're dividing 6 by 2 and 5 by 3. Why are we dividing? I explained the cause here itself. So this question was pretty basic and hope you all understood this. Thank you.